Hello my dearest friends, welcome back to my channel, Jenn and the Book Hunt. On the day that I'm posting this, I'm turning 38. It's my birthday and I decided to do a fun chatty video where I'm going to talk about all of my favorite things. I really love these videos of, I'm turning 30, so here's 30 books to recommend, like my favorite books on my 30th birthday. But I'm turning 38, so I don't think I have the ability to talk about 38 books and then keep your attention for that long, because it's going to be an hour and a half long if you ask me. So I'm just going to do something completely different. I'm just going to talk about my favorite things that is going to just leave me feeling all the good vibes on my birthday. And in that way you can kind of get to know me a little bit as well, and you can let me know what your favorite things are as well, so I can get to know you a little bit as well. So yeah, basically this is going to be a bit of a chatty video where I'm going to share my favorite things to watch, some favorite books, and also some favorite foods, because food is life in my life. And then I'm also going to share some love for some of my favorite people as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and dive in, and first I'm going to start with things that I like to watch. So if you know me, I think all of my friends who know me from way back when will know that before I became an avid reader, I really was into movies. I was into movies and then later on switched into series because, that's how things went. And then I also discovered YouTube a couple of years ago, so I've been watching a lot of YouTube as well. So essentially I do spend some time behind my TV or computer and watch things that are compelling to me. And I do have to say that maybe I've kind of neglected my movie buff era quite a lot since I became a mom about 5 years ago. And that is because I just don't have the time to keep up with all the new releases. And I also think that maybe I'm getting a little bit, or at least I've been getting disappointed in what I've been seeing. Like, I don't get very many productions that have kept my attention or really made a big impression on me. And I'm looking at all of these new releases and none of them are compelling enough for me to want to go to the cinema, which is really sad because I used to love going to the cinema. But that's what we have streaming for, so essentially everything that might be compelling to me I'm watching on Netflix or HBO or whatever. So the two movies that really made an impression on me this year, or at least it's not this year, so one of them is from this year, the other one is from last year, so we've got Top Gun Maverick. That movie I knew I needed to see in the cinema because I was born in the 80s, so all Tom Cruise related films from way back when were favorites of mine. So I loved Top Gun way back when, and I loved The Cocktail, and I loved Risky Business, and I loved Rain Man, and all of his movies from like the 80s and early 90s were favorites of mine. So when I heard that he's coming out with Top Gun Maverick, I knew I had to see it. And I never knew that he could pull it off, or that they could pull it off, that I would enjoy this one as much as the first one. I really did. I felt giddy when I went into the cinema. I was just smiling from ear to ear. I absolutely love that movie. And then the second movie that really left an impression on me, I think I was talking with my partner about that movie for days to come once I saw it, was Dune 2. I already loved Dune Part 1 when I saw it. Unfortunately, that one I couldn't watch in the cinema because we didn't have anyone to babysit our son, so we watched it at home. But then I knew that Dune Part 2 I really needed to see in the cinema, so we had someone watch our son while we went, and it was just everything that I wanted and more. I cannot wait for the next installment. I really love this kind of cinematic experience of having all of your senses kind of awakened. So really everything from your sight to your hearing to your body, just everything feels awakened during such an experience. I absolutely love these movies, so those are some of my favorites lately. I haven't watched very many other films now that I think about it. Most of the things that I've been watching have been series, but yeah, those are the two movies that I can mention. And then when we talk about favorite series, so we saw last winter Fallout. It's on Prime and I really love that one. I also loved, what did I love? The Last of Us, obviously, and I'm looking forward to 2025 season 2. And I just recently watched the 4th season of Family in Paris. I am basic like that. I had to watch it. The first couple of episodes were not anything to write home about, but then the last 2 episodes were really great. I really loved the whole branch off into Rome situation, and I was thinking of, who am I rooting for right now? Is it Marcello? Is it Alfie? Is it Gabrielle? I'm kind of over the whole Gabrielle drama, honestly. I want her to move on to someone else. I don't know if that's a popular opinion or not, but I want her to just break away from all of the toxic drama that is surrounding Gabrielle. And yeah, what have I been watching lately? I have not been watching a lot because in the summertime I typically am away a lot. So we go hiking, we go to the park, we go outside, so we're not at home a lot. So I haven't watched anything during the summer, and I'm really looking forward to Silo season 2. That is coming out, I think, in November. And then also, I think, if I'm not mistaken, because I'm kind of out of it with Yellowstone, but I think Yellowstone is going to continue sometime in the winter. I hope, at least, because I really am a fan of Yellowstone as well. I don't know, it's the cowboy thing. It's doing things to me. I really love it. And yeah, those are about all the series that I'm really looking forward to. And when it comes to TV, so on our Bulgarian TV here, I watch this survivor type of show. It's called The Game of Wills, translated loosely. And essentially it's really a lot of survivor types of games and a lot of social interactions and how people deal with certain situations, with hunger, with power plays against one another, and making coalitions with certain people to get ahead in the game. And it's quite fun. I think that a lot of us can learn a lot from watching how people behave in certain types of situations during reality games. So yeah, it's something that I find kind of fun, but also kind of engaging enough for me to kind of kick my legs back after the end of the working day and just, watch some mindless reality TV. So that's something that I watch at this time because it just started a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, these are all the things that I've been watching on TV, streaming, and etc. And then the things that I really love watching on YouTube are other YouTubers. Essentially, that's what it boils down to. I do watch a couple of podcasts. I have a couple of interesting people that I follow when it comes to health and fitness. I have a couple of people that I watch when it comes to just, I don't know what to call it, like general ideology, like what people believe in, and they invite just interesting people who are talking about life in general. So I really enjoy Trevor Noah, and he invites very interesting people and he provokes them with interesting enough questions for me to want to watch the whole episode. Sometimes it's very difficult for me to watch a full episode of a podcast because if it's not engaging enough or if it's not a topic that is just very interesting to me, then I kind of lose focus. Another person that I love watching is Dr. Mike. he has this podcast where he is inviting other kind of health professionals or people who have had certain health situations and can shed some light on certain very important topics when it comes to healthcare and taking care of yourself. And something fascinating to me, especially when you kind of draw up the differences between what happens in other countries where healthcare is managed in a completely different way than where I'm from. So it's very fascinating to me to watch these kinds of shows. It's like real time or real life medical drama situation, you know, so I really love that. And then when it comes to booktubers, I love watching all the popular people because they are popular for a very good reason. So I love watching Jess from Peace Love Books. I love watching Larry from Larry Reads, and also Steph from Steph Bower. And I love Tori from Novel Life. I love Crystal from Crystal's Bookish Life. Chandler from Chandler Ainsley. I love The Book Refuge, so Jenn. I love Jess from Honest Fiction. There's so many people to mention on here, but essentially whenever some of these people post, I'm just like, take my time, you know. Everyone says take my money, but I like, take my time, you know. I just want to watch anything that you post, and I value their effort and their energy that they put into their videos. All of them have very different kinds of vibes within their videos, so you get, like, you know, if I'm looking for some chaos in my life, I know I'm going to go to Larry. If I'm looking for like you know, to have this nostalgic kind of reminiscing of my 20s kind of situation, I go to Steph. If I'm looking for some insight and some really deep thoughts, I'm going to Jenn from The Book Refuge or Crystal from Crystal's Bookish Life. If I'm looking for some fantasy, romance recommendations, I'm going to Jess from Honest Fiction, and it just goes on and on. I love all of these ladies and I watch their content whenever it comes out. So yeah, you can definitely rest assured that I'm subscribed and watching all the time. And yeah, booktube is definitely one of my favorite things to do with my time. I watch a lot of booktube. Now when it comes to favorite things besides books, obviously, I love food. And I also love to paint my nails. I don't have any polish at the moment because I'm going to be painting my nails before my birthday, so I know that it will last on my birthday. And I'm giving them a bit of a break because when I was in Italy I had my nail polish done and everything, and I just needed a break to give them a rest. But I love doing my nails myself. So typically I have a lot of colors, and I just got some fall colors ordered, and I love that I'm going to get to do all of these mixes of, you know, mustard yellow and dark green and black and gray and brown, and it's going to look very good. Like in my head I have it all set up of how it's going to look like, and I can't wait to experiment with it. And I love painting my nails. I also love during fall to go outside with my son and just enjoy the scenery in the park and collect these little collectibles like the chestnuts and the little acorns and the little you know, all kinds of leaves and all kinds of pine cones, and you know, just little things that you can decorate your home with for free because Mother Nature gives it to us. So we've been collecting chestnuts for a couple of days now, and we're gonna make something soon. And just little things, you know, drinking a very good cup of coffee in the morning, or right now I'm into tea as well. So when it starts to get cold, I love different kinds of tea, and I don't typically like the little baggies of tea, so I really make infused tea. So I typically go into shops to get like real blends and then put them in a pot and then make my little teas at home. I love going for real honey as well. So there's a lot of honey production here in Bulgaria, so I'm typically going to look for blends that I haven't tried yet, so something with lavender inside, or just very specific ones that I don't know the name of in English, but I have a very good selection of honeys at home as well that I use for my teas. So it's a real production. When I make my tea, it just takes about 10 to 15 minutes, but then I enjoy it to the fullest. And typically I will have like a liter of tea throughout the day because I just love tea. I can drink it hot, cold, in any form. And yeah, this is things that I love that are not related to food. When it comes to food, I love food. I love all kinds of food. It's really ridiculous that I can eat almost anything, but I love sweet things. I love all kinds of pastries and candies and little bonbons and all kinds of chocolates, and I love making treats for myself. I love making desserts and cakes and all kinds of things that are sweet. I don't know how my teeth have not fallen off by my 38th birthday, but I'm very fortunate. Let's not get off, but I'm very fortunate because I really love to eat sweet food. And I also love all kinds of pasta. I can eat pasta every single day and not get tired of it, I think. I also love cheese. I love a lot of kinds of cheese. I can eat, especially Dutch cheese. I love a good old Dutch hard cheese. Also, I love different kinds of French cheeses like brie and camembert and any kind of blue cheese, very smelly cheese. I love cheese, any kind of cheese. I'm very fortunate that I'm not lactose intolerant because I really love to eat. Like, if you give me a little bread, some cheese, a little tomato, and then some good wine, dinner. That's dinner for me. I don't need anything else, essentially. Oh, and some dessert, obviously. So yeah, I love to cook. I love to cook, but maybe I love to cook more during winter time than in the summer. In the summer, I'll typically just mix up something very quickly, like for lunch, some omelets and just a salad with something, and then sometimes even in the evening I'm just going to eat a very good tomato with some feta cheese, and I don't eat a lot during the summer. In the summer, maybe when I'm somewhere out and about, I'm going to eat something with, you know, seafood or some kind of fish. I love fish. But when it comes to being at home, I typically tend to make a lot of traditional things. So we have our own variation of moussaka, like some rice, chicken, different kinds of vegetables. I love cooking also for my partner and my son. They have different tastes than me, so typically it becomes a situation of me cooking 3 different things for dinner, but that's okay because I love to prepare something that they're going to like, and then for me, I just want to treat myself with something that I like, so I typically will make different things for everyone. And yeah, essentially I spend a lot of my time in my kitchen. I have to say that a lot of time that goes into, like, it goes into planning and grocery shopping and then planning ahead, and then typically I will make all meals at home because I typically work from home, so it's going to be like breakfast, lunch, dinner is something that I'm going to be preparing unless I'm in like a time crunch and we need to go out and get something from outside. But I do cook a lot, so you'll see me making my own bread, you'll be seeing making like my own desserts and my own food from scratch, and I love that. It's like a comfort thing, you know. I put in my audiobook and then I start cooking and it starts smelling good in the kitchen, and I just love the whole process of it, and then eating it is the reward. So yeah, I really love food. And a lot of Bulgarian things like things that make me think of my grandma cooking for me or my mom cooking for me when I was a child. I love just trying out these recipes that make me think of my childhood as well. So yeah, I really love that. And on my Instagram, on my like personal Instagram, I post a lot of food, but then on my Diana and the Book Hunt Instagram, I haven't really posted a lot of that, but maybe I need to start to because I think a lot of people would enjoy just looking at some of the creations I make, because I don't want to brag, but they do look good. Most of them really look good and they turn out really tasty. So yeah, essentially food is life. Like I mentioned, it's just something that I really enjoy doing and rewarding myself with at the end of the day. And then some books that I've been loving lately. I read this one here, Play Along by Listam 40. One of my favorites of the year. I love that book. I really love that book. I have to say that Listam 40 has found a formula to put into all of her books, and all of them just work for me. She has found a way to put in all these romantic gestures within her books that make you swoon and make you believe in the relationships between the couples, and I just love it. I love it, and I definitely would recommend all 4 books. It's the only series I think that I have purchased in its entirety because I just love these books. And then another book that I really enjoyed is The X-Files by Jessica Joyce. This is a second chance romance that I highly enjoyed. I think I'm just a sucker for, you know, the wedding atmosphere within a book, and then having a second chance thrown into there is just chef's kiss for me. I also enjoyed Daydream by Hannah Grace. I didn't love the second book within that series, but then this one made up for it because I really highly enjoyed it. And then thinking about other books that I enjoyed, so I recently read Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. That one was really fun. It's a dark stalker romance where there's a lot of kinks in it, and it's quite like a very fast-paced and enjoyable read, and the audiobook was great for it. So in the month of September, I had a few books that really worked for me. I really am happy with the books that I picked up. I did have a couple of duds in between, but then the ones that I really enjoyed were ones that I really enjoyed. So those were books that really worked for me lately. And then the last thing that I wanted to throw into this video to commemorate my 38th birthday, boy am I getting old, is some of my favorite people. So I cannot not mention my mom first. You know, she is the epitome of a strong woman, of someone who has had all doors closed in her face, and then she found a way to open another door and make her way through life with vigor and with strength and with will and a lot of intelligence. And she is just such a powerful woman. I think that she is the most wonderful example for myself to kind of have in my life, to see that anything is possible because she made it possible. So I really love my mom. She is a great person to have in my life, and I know that I'm quite fortunate because I couldn't have asked for a better mom, honestly. And then also my partner's mom, who is essentially my second mom in my life, she is a completely different person to my own mom, and I really appreciate that because then I have a different kind of influence in my life of another kind of motherly type. She is so caring, and she is so considerate, and she is so helpful, and so yeah, she's very loving as well. And I just love both of my moms in my life. They're just wonderful support systems for me and my family and my brothers and my partner as well. So yeah, those two ladies are quite special, and I love them, and I miss them because they live far away from me. But yeah, essentially they are definitely some of my favorite people in my life. And then I have to mention my partner, who is my support system at home and He's my motivator and my cheerleader, and someone who is always pushing me to be better, pushing me to get my potential out into the world. He always sees the best in me and is like, you can do more, you can be more, you can be the best. And I definitely appreciate that in him, because I definitely would have been another type of person if he had not been in my life. He definitely has encouraged me to grow and to be more of me, which I think everyone deserves in their life, to have someone who is challenging them enough to get the best out of them into the world. So he's just a special type of person, and I think that everyone who knows him will recognize that he is the biggest kind of cheerleader for everyone who is in his life. So yeah, I love that about him. And he's also the best kind of father to our son, and yeah, I cannot say enough about how special and wonderful he is to me and to our baby boy. And then yeah, I'm not gonna talk about my son. I'm gonna cry if I talk about my son. Obviously, he's my favorite person in the whole world, but yeah, he's just a special boy who is going to be carrying my heart with him everywhere he goes. And then I'm going to talk about some ladies that are very special in my life, my 3 best friends. I've got Nelly, Ellie, and Eva. These are my people. I cannot say that they're my best friends, because it's kind of more than that. I cannot say that they're my sisters, because again, it's more than that. I think that you find people in your life who are just your people. They were meant to meet you, they were meant to be in your life, because again, they are your support system. They make you better and they make you feel better, and they're there for you when you need them, and you're there for them when they need you. And it's just the best kind of relationship I have with all 3 ladies, and they have supported me through everything, and I just love being there for them as well. And they're just special people to me. Really, I'm so fortunate that I may not have the biggest kind of friend group, but I do have them in my life. And then when I think about people supporting my channel, I got my wonderful friend from Italy, Teresa. She is just wonderful. She is always picking up whatever I'm recommending, and I'm like, oh my god, someone's actually picking up things that I'm recommending off of my channel. I think sometimes that I'm just talking in front of the camera and no one is picking up these books because of me. Like, a lot of people are recommending these books, and maybe they're watching all of these other people, but then there is this someone who is specifically watching my channel and specifically picking up these books because I've recommended them, and I will always cherish the fact that she has so much trust in my taste and my opinion, and I just love her to bits. She is so sweet and so wonderful. And yeah, I'm not gonna talk about any more favorite people, because I have quite a few of my brothers, and just a lot of people in my life that are supporting me and that are wonderful to me, and I'm quite fortunate. I am quite fortunate on my 38th birthday that I can sit down, talk about my favorite things, favorite people in front of all of you, and just sit down and be grateful. I don't need any more in my life. I don't need any material things. I just need more of this, you know, just more of appreciating the people in my life, appreciating the fact that I can afford to sit here and talk about my favorite things, mainly books, and appreciate that I can afford to have all of this greatness within my home, this comfort and food and movies and books and all these luxuries that I know that many people maybe don't have. And yeah, this is just a little chatty and quite emotional in the end video that I'm going to be posting for my 38th birthday. If you've made it this far, please leave me any kind of celebration emoji to wish me a happy birthday, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Happy reading. Take care. Bye.